This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
Right.
It's time for Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live is a live call-in radio show where you can help discuss air conditioning, heating, energy saving, indoor air quality, and dealing with contractors. Comfort Time Live. And now, here's your host, your personal comfort consultant, tackling all of your home comfort issues. Here he is, live on your radio and the World Wide Web. Here's Tom Platania.
All right, let's hear that applause.
There he is. He's really right there.
Yes, and I am live this evening. We are not playing hooky.
We're in the studio on two webcams.
Yes, we are. We are on two webcams, so you can look at us from all different types of angles.
Mm-hmm. There's ComfortTimeLive.com and WPSLTV.com.
Well, maybe there's just because there's so much of me, we need multiple cameras.
Well,
No?
If it makes you feel better, yeah. Sure, why not?
No, that I was actually putting myself down. So much of me, Anyway.
Yeah. Well, this is the one show that's designated most likely to be listened to in more man caves than any other radio show. You like that?
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for listening to Comfort Time Live, ladies and gentlemen. And as you know, the number to call in, 772-340-1590. Any topic you want to bring to the table, the lines are open. We're going to have our own topic for today. We're going to share that with you here in just a few minutes, kind of get you folks up to speed on what's happening with Comfort Time Live. As you know, you can always view Comfort Time Live at ComfortTimeLive.com, right on the World Wide Web.
Wow.
Just haphazardly put it in. Even if you misspell it, it'll pop up.
Oh, let me guess. Yeah, if you misspell it, Google's going to say, did you mean ComfortTimeLive.com?
Absolutely. And typically the first 3 or 4 pages of Google pop up me or Comfort Time Live or something thereabouts.
Ooh, and if you go to Google Images and type in Comfort Time Live, then your picture pops up.
Then multiple pictures of me.
And lots of Ustream and YouTube pictures.
And very soon we will have the new skydive pictures.
Oh, you got some
new ones.
Another skydive?
Another one.
Uh-oh.
Another one. This past Friday.
Oh, no.
Okay.
He did it
and
again.
I'm showing my age here.
Mm-hmm.
This past Friday was my daughter's 18th birthday.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Since she was 8 years old.
I wouldn't have told everybody she just turned 18. Your phone's ringing at the house.
Yeah. Right next to the shotgun.
Yeah, right next to
and
the
Uzi. And the baseball bat.
And all the friendly little apparatuses that some young man could meet.
Oh, I wish my daughters didn't look the way they do, and I'm not bragging. I got beautiful daughters.
You too, huh?
Yes, and I almost wish that they were like 600 pounds. And
I raised 5 of them, and I'm not going to tell where the bodies are buried. Yeah.
So since she was 8 years old, my daughter has been wanting to skydive.
Oh, no.
That long.
And she saw you do it a while back.
Well, she got mad at me for doing that because supposedly the agreement was that I would not go skydiving until she turned 18, and we would do it for the first time together.
Oh, my.
Well, on my 40th birthday, which was not my fault, I got a present to go skydiving.
Yeah.
Well, I can't turn the gift down, right?
Right.
So that's when you had
we
posted.
know what happened with that.
Well, obviously I'm still here, so I made it.
You know, the picture, the video looked great. The part, they couldn't hear the, they couldn't hear that.
They couldn't hear me screaming like a little girl.
Yeah. Well, they did. I think they put it to this. I think they put the sound of you screaming to this sheep that's on the.
They made it sound like the wind rushing through.
Yeah.
Well, this time, so on her birthday, I told her no matter what I'm doing, no matter where I am, we are going to go skydiving.
All right.
And we did that. So last Friday, we went up to Sebastian Skydive, and I took a plunge 13,500 feet to show my daughter how much I love her.
Was she there too, or was she right behind you? Or
She
how'd
was
that work?
right behind me. She jumped with me.
Could you see each other as you were coming down?
She could see me,
Okay, she was.
but
how
I
high?
had, because we were taking video of her. I already had a video last time, so I
Okay.
wasn't going to spend the money on a video.
Oh, cool.
So in order for her to have the video, I had to jump first so I would not be in her video. Okay.
Ah,
So I jumped first. They got a couple good pictures of me jumping out of the plane, and then she came out. The only part I saw is after my shoot, after they let our shoot out, and she let hers out, I was able to kind of look up and see her kind of dangling, but she was pretty far away from us.
Yeah.
So once we hit the ground, she came down, and she said she wasn't scared a bit. She was actually telling the guy, "Can we go faster?"
You go faster. Faster than you go 120. You fall at 120 miles an hour.
Can we go faster? She said. And the guy, the instructor is with her, and I turned to her and looked at him to verify that that's what he goes. Yeah, she's crazy. He's like, he kept at she. Now this is after the shoot.
Yeah.
After the shoot went out, she's like, "Can you go any faster?" Well, that was the last jump of the day because the winds picked up, and actually the winds were so bad when just as we were landing, they had to have 4 guys on the ground
To help.
that immediately when we landed, they had to grab the parachute because once you hit the ground, the parachute still wants to go.
That's right. The wind is blowing.
Right.
It
So
will take
we
you
could have
away,
put
too.
we could have put one of those surfboards on. We could have done some some ground skiing or something like that. Kind
Yeah.
of like what they have in the ocean with the parachute. It's
Oh yeah.
you know what it's
sailboard. Well,
Yeah.
no. A sail ski or
there
something.
you something like that. Anyway, we'll
That's
think
pretty
about
cool,
it.
yeah.
340-1590 if you
know
have any
that
questions.
If you know what that term is, we're looking for.
Yeah, if you know that term. Kiteboarding. There you go.
Kiteboarding.
Kiteboarding.
Now, she could have went faster, but once the chute's open, see what happens is you're falling at 120 miles an hour.
You can
When that
fall
chute
faster.
Opens, yeah. Just pull instead of
Pull your
having
hands, go
arm-
straight down.
Pull your arms and legs
Yeah.
in, you go straight down.
Yep.
Now, if you're in a chute that's open though, it's going to suddenly feel like you've stopped, and it feels slower. You're still coming down pretty fast though.
Oh yeah. No, it was great.
So her
and-
overall was she loved it.
Oh, she absolutely loved it. She wants to go again. She's like, okay, now my graduation gift, and now so it's going to be like anytime there's an opportunity for a gift, she's
Yeah.
going to want me to bring her
Never know.
skydiving.
Well, what do you want for Christmas? You know.
The next time I do it, though, I got to do it. I have to do it without somebody strapped to my back.
Yeah.
And I want to do that this time, but you have to take a 4-hour course
Yeah.
before they let you jump by yourself. But enough of me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back to Comfort Time Live and the topics that we have going on today. So remember, the number we said is 772-340-1590. You have any issues with your air conditioning, anything that we've talked about on the show, we have the energy tax credit that's still in effect out there, even though it's very minute compared to what it was years ago. It is still out there, and you're going to want to find out from your accountant if you qualify. Don't ask me, ask your accountant, because it can be pretty tricky. The simplistic part of it is if you have taxable income, you may qualify. But I've also found folks that do have taxable income. However, they have so many other deductions and things going on that they do not qualify. So you want to ask your accountant, and hopefully they don't, like one of our listeners when they first had it, I don't know if Cliff remembers that, one of our listeners said, well, I talked to my CPA, my accountant, and he said there was no such thing as an energy tax credit. Okay, and I think we mentioned on the show, now this was towards the very beginning of our show, almost a little over 4 years ago. And it basically said, well, first you need to go fire your accountant and then find yourself a new one, because it's all over the internet that there's a tax credit. And it's still available. And we're going to tell you a little bit later on what the amount of that tax credit is. Don't forget to go to ComfortTimeLive.com. Now, not only can you watch the show live, not only can you listen to all of our previous shows. If you missed something, we've had a lot of great shows. We've educated quite a bit. But there's also ways that you can go in and find out about filters. What are the best filters? You go under the indoor air quality tab. What if you are going to do business with a contractor and you want to check their license? Well, go to Comfort Time Live and there's a link that says contractor. And there you can go through, you can find out how to check to see if their license is legitimate. There's links to all different types of sites, very, very educational sites. So do not hesitate to go there. Check it out, educate yourself, and become a knowledgeable consumer and not a trusting consumer. Trusting consumers are the ones that thieves and vandals and fraudulent people and unlicensed contractors love. They love people that trust, because I can just come up with a booming confidence. I can walk into your house and make you feel like I know everything.
Look you right in the eye, smile at your face.
Yep.
And wow.
And I actually had some folks the other day that, now they may or may not be victims after everything is said and done.
Mhm.
But this gentleman came into their house. Now they live in a place down in Jonathan's Landing, and it's a 2-story townhouse, and their refrigeration line set, the copper lines that go from the inside unit to the outside unit. When they built the facility back in 1986, they were run underground. Okay. Well, the difficulty is if you ever have a leak in those copper lines, how do you fix it, especially if it's underground? Now, what was supposed to happen, and I don't know if it was code back then, but it is today, is copper lines have to be run in 4-inch PVC pipe underground. Okay? If they're run that way, then there's numerous tricks that you can actually pull the copper out of that PVC pipe and actually pull new copper right back through again.
Ooh.
Well, they were told that there was nothing there. So this guy comes in who swore he's been in that community for years, had a business, either failed at the business or sold the business, disappeared for years, came back, went in with booming confidence and told them that he could run a 150-foot line set without a problem through upstairs, downstairs, cricks, cracks. Well, I went out there for about an hour and a half, and I said, well, if he's got that much confidence, go ahead and let him do it. Because it was a complicated situation. Anyway, do not trust, validate, because trust is what gets you taken. Okay? Trust is what gets you taken. Now, when we're talking about contractors, not when we're talking about personal relationships.
Right.
Okay? A
right.
different story. Personal relationships.
Although there are those who will take advantage of those too.
Absolutely. But a personal relationship, sometimes you have to give a little trust first so that you don't end up.
But see, when dealing with a contractor, whether licensed or not, you're not intimate pals. You're business.
It's completely a business. But some people want to use their friends or the friend of a friend, and some of that business mindset goes out the window. Oh, he's a friend of Joe's. He's not going to take advantage of me.
In order to gain that trust, that causes people to fork over the cash so easily.
But if you watch a lot of these shows on TV, CNBC, where they have American Greed, 50% of them that they talk about are friends of friends that have done business for them. So just protect yourself. Base your decisions not on trust, base them on fact. And with the internet today, there is so much information. And if you're not an internet-friendly person, find somebody who is. Because there is absolutely nothing, there is not a question that you cannot ask me that I cannot find on Google.
That's right. And there are some little tricks going on out there that can sidetrack you from what you're searching for. But if you pretty much stay with Google, you'll be all right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So real quick, we want to make sure we thank our sponsor, Elite Electric and Air. And I tell you, now is the time to give Elite Electric and Air a call because, the heat is boiling. The air conditioner is starting to work at its peak. And this is where it starts sucking money out of your pocket and putting it into the utility company's pocket.
I hate it when that happens.
And this is when the CEO and all the managers of the big utility companies are all happy. Yeah, they're thrilled to death.
They can put their kid in college.
They're like,
now.
yeah, baby. All these people out there with these
Go to the Bahamas.
10 to 12-year air conditioning systems that are running about 7 or 8 efficiency. Oh, yeah, I'm loving this. All right, so make sure you give Elite Electric and Air. We're going to hear a little promo here for them, but we're going to come back in a minute. We're going to talk about, is your air conditioning system a liability or an investment? 772-340-1590.
You're listening to Comfort Time Live with Tom Latania. If by chance a question in your mind arises during the show, give us a call. 340-1590.
Elite Electric.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
Ooh, amazing.
Elite Electric.
Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie.
Elite Electric specializes in all of your electrical needs, from security lighting to surge protection and everything in between. How do you think they got their name? Elite Electric. Elite Electric has been family owned and operated on the Treasure Coast since 1988, and they're recommended by Comfort Time Live. Visit online at eliteelectricandair.com and learn more about their services. Elite Electric. Service today. Proud sponsor of Comfort Time Live every Thursday evening at 6:05 on WPSL 1590.
No matter what you want, just pick up your phone, say, come on, Elite.
And we'll get the job done.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
$3.2 billion per year are stolen from unsuspecting homeowners who lack the proper education to deal with home contractors. Hi, I'm Tom Platania with Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live is an independent call-in talk show focused on educating homeowners to protect themselves from unlicensed contractors as well as less than honest contractors. Go to ComfortTimeLive.com to see all our recorded shows, watch us live, or view tons of information to protect and educate yourself.
Every Thursday evening at 6:05 on WPSL 1590.
Are you comfy? Welcome back to Comfort Time Live. Once again, here's your host, your personal comfort consultant, Tom Platania.
All right, welcome back. Hopefully you're sitting in a comfortable chair and perhaps sipping on your favorite beverage, whatever that might be. Perhaps, let's see, what time do we have here? We have 6:24. So maybe 6:24, people coming home from work, they're sitting down, maybe either eating dinner or getting ready for dinner. Maybe either the husband or the wife or the significant others in the kitchen whipping something up while you're sitting there listening to Comfort Time Live. Perhaps maybe a little Grey Goose with a splash of cranberry.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of like that. That's kind of,
Well, that's a beverage, right?
that's a beverage. Grey Goose is a vodka.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
For those,
I'm sorry.
for those
I'm very disappointed. I'm the alcohol dummy, the big alcohol dummy, because I never really got into drinking. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
For those
I'm so sorry.
non-alcoholics out there
I
in
know.
Comfort Time Live land, Grey
I-
Goose
you
is
know, I
a
wish-
premium vodka.
I wish I could be a drunk like the rest of you, but I just I never
Hey,
got to like it.
I'm cutting down. I've decided that I will only have a drink on days that end in Y.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
See, now that's a
Cutting
start.
back. I'm cutting
That's
back.
a
Okay.
start. Mhm.
All right. So the question that was, I guess you'd say it wasn't necessarily a question, but I made a statement to someone that their investment in the air conditioning system that they were looking at was a certain dollar amount. Okay. I used the term
Investment.
investment. Okay.
Usually
Investment.
you invest to get something out of something.
And
Okay.
I was challenged,
All right.
okay, that I should never use the word investment when speaking of an air conditioning system.
Now, who are you talking to at this time?
Well,
Was it
I
a
was talking to a
consumer?
potential consumer
Okay.
who, from what I've been told, is a very educated mechanical engineer and attorney.
Oh.
Okay, has a knowledge, a depth of knowledge. Okay, but perhaps
Too much knowledge?
too much
Oh,
knowledge and perhaps tunnel visioned to
Ah.
open up. So we're going to kind of look through that, and we're going to break it down, and we're going to truly look at it. And I would love to hear your opinion, because there's always two sides of how you can look at everything.
Well, is it an investment or is it not an investment? That's the question, right?
Is it a liability or is it an investment? Okay.
Okay.
And I mean, there's two sides of every coin. You can take a 250-pound man and say he's fat, or you could have seen him a year and a half ago when he was 450 pounds and go, wow, you really look skinny compared to what you were.
Right.
So there's two sides to every coin. So we want to keep that in mind. So return on investment. We look at an air conditioning system and say a lot of folks use the term return on investment when buying an air conditioning system because of the energy savings.
Right.
Okay.
Compared to your old system, your new system's going to save you X amount of dollars every month.
Perhaps. So if we're saying that the air conditioning system is a return on investment, first we need to define the word investment. Okay, let's define that word. And when we go to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, or we go to, since we're looking at the term investment, why not go to the website that is investment website, Investotopia.
There's an investment website?
Investopia.com.
Okay.
Okay. And it's more set up for stocks and trading and Forex and things of that nature.
Well, let me ask, what did you find on Investopia?
Well, we found the definition. Okay.
Really?
So to clarify the definition first is going to help us to better understand whether this is an investment or not. So here is the definition. Now, this definition is basically the same whether you go on Merriam-Webster's dictionary, whether you go to dictionary.com, but this one I liked how this was worded, this one. So the definition of investment is an asset or an item that is purchased with the hope that it will generate income, number one, or appreciate in the future. Okay? So there's the two terms, the two parts of that we have to look at. Well, we know an air conditioning system, we know anything that's a mechanical device typically does not appreciate.
Right.
Okay? Most all mechanical devices, unless there's something after they get really, really, really old, if they still work, they potentially could appreciate in value because they're an antique item now.
Right.
You know?
Like some of these classic cars. Good example.
Absolutely. Good example. So there's a time and point where something could stop depreciating and could start reappreciating. However, an air conditioning system doesn't do that because it doesn't last forever. It's going to last an average of 10 to 12 years, so as each year goes by, the unit itself will depreciate. However, let's throw that portion of the definition out, that it would appreciate, and let's focus on the part of the definition that says, will it generate income? Okay? So we're going to focus on that, and we're going to ask ourselves, can an air conditioning system generate income? Now, that's return on investment. And a return on investment is you take money, you purchase something for a said dollar amount, and then at the end of a given time, what amount of money over your initial investment do you have to show for? Okay? So, for instance, like in the stock market, like my Verizon stock right now, that is making me very, very happy.
Watch out.
Very happy. Of course, I listen to a certain show on TV that comes on at 6 o'clock on CNBC, the crazy guy that does the stock stuff.
He gives you tips.
He gives lots of tips, and I read all his books. And in one of his books, he makes a recommendation of doing something. Now, if you don't know much about stocks, this will be completely pointless to you. But if you do stocks, you're going to understand it. It's called a deep in the money call option. So I bought a deep in the money call option on Verizon. As of today, I am up 134%. And I still have till July before it expires. Okay. Now, I can get out of that at any given time. And it would only cost me $3.95 to get out of it. and I could still take all the profit. So that is a return on investment. Now, that's a pretty darn good return on investment. And if I could continue to make 137%, I'd be retiring really quick.
But would it be wise to take it out yet?
Not yet. But what's wise is to make sure that I continually focus on the news and stuff going on with that stock.
Right.
Now, it may go down a little bit and it may go up a little bit, but as long as it continues to go a little higher, then we're in good shape. But that's the key, and that's where a lot of people, and I'm not a market genius or a financial advisor by any means, but that's where a lot of folks make the mistake is they take the passion out of their money by putting it in somebody else's hands. That person does not care whether you win or lose most of the time.
He's going to win commission anyway.
He's going to get a
fees.
commission. Most of them get a commission anyway. Now, some of them don't. However, if you got 1,000 people or even 100 people that are your clients and a stock plummets, are you going to be able to call all your clients within a matter of an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours and say, you need to get out? You need to watch your own money. That's just, I've seen too many horror stories. But there's a lot of folks that want nothing to do with it. Well, that's fine. That's fine. But anyway, so return on investment. So that's what return. So let's look at the air conditioning systems. And we defined what an investment is. Okay. We've talked about that. So now what types of things can you think of that would be investments? Are your children an investment?
An investment in the future, yeah.
Possibly.
Their education.
Possibly. You could be investing in them. Depends on their environment that they're growing up in. There's quite a few children that I know that are depreciating assets.
A lot of depreciation going on.
A lot of depreciation. However, if we are good parents and we take good care of our children, then they would appreciate and there would be value in that, and the children would be an investment.
Even when we're not, some of them still turn out okay.
Yep, absolutely. And speaking of an investment, there's a little guy out there that I haven't really officially met, but I've heard a lot about him. His name is Angel, and I want to say hello to Angel out there and hope that he's having a great night and hope that the dinner that he was made was very, very good. Little young guy. Haven't met him yet, but I heard lots about him.
All right.
So if Angel, you're out there, I hope you're having a great night, buddy, and take good care of your mom and grandma. All right, so what type? So we have all different types of things, investments. Well, it depends on how you look at it. Like an automobile, even though an automobile is a depreciating asset, okay, what did you purchase the automobile for? Now, if I have a business and I spent the money in that vehicle in order to generate income, that vehicle potentially is an investment.
Right.
Because without it, I couldn't generate income.
Right.
Back to our definition. An asset that generates income. All right? So we look at the air conditioning system. Now, for the more mature folks that come back and forth from north to south and are only here 6 months out of the year and are scared to death when their electric bill is over $43, okay? This is not the reason to invest in an air conditioning system.
Right.
It's not going to happen, okay? There's no air conditioning system out there inexpensive enough where you're going to get your money back on it, okay? So that would basically be like my Coinstar stock that I sold, luckily, because that would have lost my head on that one.
But it was something to do in the meantime.
But it was something to do in the meantime. So I got out in the nick of time. I made a nice little profit, and it plummeted 6 points afterwards. So I'm glad that I was watching my money.
Yeah.
So anyway, you can't tell that I like anything about stocks, do you?
Well, you're really getting to like it.
Oh, I'm loving it. I mean, the account I have, I get to watch any training class every night. Watch it. It's exciting. It's thrilling, and with the practice accounts you have. I mean, you open up an account for $100 and you get this free account with $100,000 of fake money to trade the real stock market with. So this way you can test your theories and ideas, and it's just awesome. And I've been doing that. My whole entire portfolio is 47% up year to date.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm loving it. I can't get enough of it. Can't get enough of it. So all right. So what we're going to look at is the average home in the South Florida area. Now, average. has a 4-ton air conditioning system in it. All right, which means that the average house would be about 2,000 square foot. Now, it depends on the house. Now, I had a 2,000 square foot house, and I had a 3-ton air conditioning system in it because I designed everything in it. So I was able to design it. There's people sitting out there, well, wait a minute. I was always told it's 400 square foot per ton or 500 square foot per ton of air conditioning. Not at all. It all depends on the insulation. It all depends on the windows. It depends on the doors. It depends on how the house is facing. Remember when we did that load calculation on the iPad? You weren't here where we were here with Veronica, and we actually took a house and put it on our load calculation program, and we did things like spin it in different directions and put a different color roof, and we showed the audience how that affected the size air conditioning system. The same house went plus or minus a whole ton of air conditioning just by doing little things to the house. And people don't realize that. And when they walk, well, how big is your house? Well, it's 1,600 square foot. Oh, that's a 3.5 or a 4-ton air conditioning system. It is? Oh, wow, you're amazing. Oh, wait a minute. Well, there's Icynene in the ceiling, spray foam. I got double pane, low E, high impact glass. The house faces north-south. I have a metal roof. Okay. All these other things into play. There's no way that would be a 4-ton air conditioning system. You'd be lucky if it was a 3-ton air conditioning system. Anyway. So, 4-ton air conditioning system for the average house. Now, if you were looking to go with the best value air conditioning system, you would want to look at one that's going to give you the most rebates possible. Okay? So, we're going to look at a higher end 2-stage piece of equipment, and you have to Google that because it'd be a whole entire show to talk about 2-stage. So we're going to look at a system that's going to give us a minimum of 17 efficiency, which is the SEER rating. SEER rating is seasonal energy efficiency ratio. It's like gas mileage in your car. The higher the gas mileage, the less gas you use to get from point A to point B. Okay? With a 17 SEER, that's probably like looking at a car that gets about 35 miles to the gallon, considering that the highest car out there in reality is probably about 45 or 50. I think they got some up there close to 50. Not the super hybrids or the electric cars. Not talking about them. So 35. So it's really close to the top end of efficiency. Now, when you get to the higher tonnages, it's more difficult to get the efficiency rating up. So lower tonnages will have higher efficiencies because everything's based on the amount of power that it uses to output the cooling. So anyway, so let's look at some. I'm going to use just a generalized number. So the cost of that system, and these are generalized numbers, okay? They are not a specific number, so you're not going to call up Elite Electric and Air and say, Tom said that you could sell me an air conditioning system for this amount of money. All right? It's a generalized number. Okay, so we're going to use $7,800. Now, you're going to want to put this on a piece of paper and pen, and you're going to follow along with me here, and you're going to see how you're going to figure out if you have to purchase an air conditioning system, how it is going to become an investment for you instead of a liability. And if you have any questions, remember, this is the topic that I've brought to the table. But it does not mean that any other topic is taboo. Give us a call at 772-340-1590. And you can ask us about your filter, how to change your filter. You can talk to us about mold. You could talk to us about UV lights. You can tell me that, hey, my air handler's making a noise or whatever the case may be. Give us a call here, and when we come back, we're going to use that $7,800 home comfort system, and we're going to break it down with all the rebates, all the percentages, and we're going to show how quickly you can potentially get your return on investment. 772-340-1590. You're listening to Comfort Time Live.
Known for helping you keep that spark, now they'll help you keep cool. Elite Electric and Air, the official air conditioning sponsor of Comfort Time Live, has provided the best in heating and cooling customer service since 1988. If your electric bill is costing you more than 12 cents per square foot under air, you may be overpaying the utility company. Elite Electric and Air can help put that cash back in your pocket. Call Elite Electric and Air with 24-hour service. Dial 340-3797. That's 340-3797.
$3.2 billion per year are stolen from unsuspecting homeowners who lack the proper education to deal with home contractors. Hi, I'm Tom Platania with Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live is an independent call-in talk show focused on educating homeowners to protect themselves from unlicensed contractors as well as less than honest contractors. Go to ComfortTimeLive.com to see all our recorded shows, watch us live, or view tons of information to protect and educate yourself.
Every Thursday evening at 6:05 on WPSL 1590.
$3.2 billion per year are stolen from unsuspecting homeowners who lack the proper education to deal with home contractors. Hi, I'm Tom Platania with Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live is an independent call-in talk show focused on educating homeowners to protect themselves from unlicensed contractors as well as less than honest contractors. Go to ComfortTimeLive.com to see all our recorded shows, watch us live, or view tons of information to protect and educate yourself.
Every Thursday evening at 6:05 on WPSL 1590.
That message was so important we had to give it to you twice. Welcome back to Comfort Time Live. Once again, here's Tom Platania.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 772-340-1590 is the number to call if you have questions, comments, or if you just want to maybe have a friendly debate about whether you think an air conditioning system is a liability or an investment. And we want to go ahead and still give another shout out to our buddy Angel. Angel, I hope you're having a great night, pal. And take good care of your mom and grandma. They're great people. All right, so we started out with a $7,800 investment. Ooh, or price. Depends on how you look at it. All right, so now the first thing that we're going to look at is we have our utility company that offers a rebate to help you invest or purchase your comfort system, your heating and air conditioning system. We're going to talk about the comfort term here in a minute. So on this specific system, now the system I'm talking about, just so you know, is a Carrier Infinity system. Okay, you can go ahead and Google that. One of their best systems that they have. So we're looking at a $7,800 price for a 4-ton system. Now, that unit specifically gets $1,175 back from Florida Power and Light. Now, quickly, for all the Power and Light's numbers are all based off the size of the air conditioning system and the efficiency of the air conditioning system, and they can go up or down based on that. So that leaves us with a cost of $6,625. Well, on that specific system, just like other systems from other manufacturers, they are now at this time offering a manufacturer's rebate of $900. Okay. Now, depend on what type of contractor you are. That's either an instant rebate or a mail-in rebate. All right. So if we subtract the $900 from the $6,625, that leaves us with $5,725. And I'm doing a little rounding here so we're not playing with nickels and dimes. Now, this system specifically qualifies for the federal tax credit. It's the energy tax credit, and it's Form 5695 if you're going to go to your accountant at the end of next year. I mean, taxes just came to fruition here now, so perhaps you've purchased a system and you went ahead and submitted that form. But for next year, you're going to, and you can actually pull it up on the IRS website, form number 5695, and that's the form that you'll use to submit. Now, the tax credit right now is $300. All right, and it's not a check that they hand you, so make sure you check with your accountant. It is a tax deduction. However, it's still a dollar amount that you have of income that you have brought in, if you qualify, that reduces the cost of the system. So we were at $57.25. We subtract $300 from that, and we come to $54.25. All right. So our final investment or cost of the comfort system is $5,425 for a 17-SEER top-of-the-line Carrier Infinity system. And I'm not plug-in Carrier, okay? It is a great system, but Trane has theirs. Lennox has theirs. Rheem, the other companies have theirs as well. In fact, a neighbor of mine, good friend of mine, when I used to live here, Port St. Lucie, had my house. He had purchased an 18-SEER two-stage Amana, and he saved almost $200 a month on his utility bill. He called me up, and he was just tickled pink. Now, there could have been a lot of different reasons because of things that we did in his house, but the efficiency definitely helped. So you have to keep that in mind. So our final cost is $5,425. All right, so now we're going to take a look at this, and we're going to say Florida Power and Light says that an air conditioning system that's in its 10 to 12 year time frame on a 4-ton. Now, what I want you to focus on is not necessarily these dollar amounts that I'm going to give you. Okay, I want you to focus on the percentage of difference. And you'll see what I mean in just a second. And the reason I say this is because everybody puts their thermostat at a different temperature. Some folks keep it at 78, some keep it at 80, some keep it at 72, some keep it at 75. So your cost is going to be different. However, your percentage should be very similar. So, Florida Power and Light says for the average person, a 4-ton air conditioning system that's about 10 to 12 years old would cost them $1,790 a year. That's a lot of money. However, Florida Power and Light says that if they were to upgrade to a new comfort system of 17 SEER, remember gas mileage in your car, they would reduce their energy consumption to $950 a year. Okay, that's a difference of $840 a year, or 54% saving on your energy cost. That's huge. Okay, that is a big number. Now, if we're saving 54%, that means that by purchasing or investing in this air conditioning system, it is giving us, because of its efficiency, it is giving us money back that we would not have had if we did not install that system, whatever that dollar amount would be. Now let's say that the average, let's say that a home that has a 4-ton air conditioning system in it, and and one thing that a lot of people say to me when I go to their houses, they're like, "Well, I got a pool with a pool pump." Well, yeah, that costs energy, but it's not even close to the cost of the air conditioning system. Just go on FPL.com, and FPL has a list of what all the items in your home typically cost you. And I think it's kind of funny for the people that talk about, don't forget to flip off that light switch, but he's got the 12-year-old air conditioning system sitting outside.
That's right, and those magnetic seals on the refrigerator, they're gone.
Well, because you could leave a light on in your house all day, every day for an entire year, and it would have cost you less than $100.
Yeah.
For just for the light. Your air conditioning system is costing you $1,790 a year. Okay, but I guess it doesn't cost you anything to walk over and flip the light switch off. Right. So, okay, so let's say that the average home is going to have about a $300 electric bill. Now, a home of that size typically is going to have a pool. Typically, they're going to have a decent-sized water heater or air conditioning system. So we're going to say a $300 electric bill. Once again, Don't take that dollar amount, but you want to look at the percentages that we're going to use. Okay? Now, Florida Power and Light, when you go on their website, says that your air conditioning system is 59% of your electric bill. Okay?
Get rid of the air conditioner and knock your air.
There you go. There you go. You get a little hot.
You're a little hot, but yeah, you want to save money.
You know, something that you can do is you can take your absolute lowest electric bill of the year. You can take your absolute highest electric bill of the year. If you subtract those two, that's how much your air conditioning system is costing you. Okay? That's a good test. So 59%. So that means out of a $300 electric bill, $177 is the air conditioning system if we had a $300 electric bill. Okay? So take any electric bill you have. Now, I know you used to talk about how you had some really high.
Yeah, I don't understand. They were really high, and it was almost like something was going on, and somebody made a
Now, have
lot
they
of
come
money,
down?
and they've gone way down.
They've gone way down?
Yeah.
Somebody probably complained. Or he already finished putting his kids through college. He doesn't need the money anymore.
I think what the power company had, I think they had a complete shakedown over this.
Yeah.
There was protests.
Good.
And
Now let me ask you this. What did you do with the money that you saved? Did you invest it or spend it?
of course, spend it on everything.
There you
Everything
go.
else,
Good
yeah.
man.
Hey, you can't take it with you, so
Get rid of it, right?
That's right. Get rid of this stuff.
All right, so $177 is what our air conditioning is costing us based on 59% from the Florida Power and Light website. Well, we just got finished saying that we were going to, by going from our older 9-SEER system, going to a 17-SEER system, we were going to save 54%. So what is 54% of $177? Okay? How about
About $60, maybe 50.
more than that? Actually, how about the first person that picks up the phone and calls us? They get a free maintenance on their air
What
conditioning
was that
system.
equation again?
Too bad you lost it. First person to call 772-340-1590
With the answer.
With
you
the
have.
answer.
Yeah, right.
The first person to call 340-1590 with the answer of 54% of $177 gets a free one-time tune-up on their heating and air conditioning system. And I tell you, this is the time to have that tune-up done. Tighten all those electrical connections, clean out all those contacts, hose out the coils, check everything, check the amp draws, make sure that everything is functioning properly, because I tell you, in another couple weeks here, when it really starts getting high, up in the 90s, that's when the air conditioner is going to fail, and that's when the phones are going to be ringing off the hook at the different companies. And Elite Electric and Air is a great company. They do their best to make sure that they can take care of everybody with 24-hour service.
And you can line dance to their commercial.
Yeah, there you go.
Electric slide.
Yeah, with the commercial. That's
What
right.
more could you ask for?
All right, 340-1590 if you got the answer to our question. But, all right, fine, I'm going to give it to you anyway. We don't have too much time to kill. All right, so $96 is 54% of 170, give or take a couple pennies. Okay, give or take. We're rounding.
I was caught up on the
Now
pennies.
we're not rounding up $40, but we're rounding up, 50 cents or so. So that means that on average, $96 a month, a minimum, $96 a month is what that individual would save on their electric bill.
Gee, what could you do with $96 a month? Oh, pay your cable bill.
You could do a lot with $96
Or some
a month.
other bill.
And that's minimal. I mean, like my next door neighbor, he saved $200 a month on his electric bill.
Now, in that case, you can maybe go out a couple more times a month.
You could go out a lot. You could really do a lot of
An
stuff
extra
with that.
$200
You could
a month.
You could upgrade and get HBO or Showtime added onto it.
Yeah,
For
and
that
a couple
kind of-
pay-per-views.
There you go. You get a couple pay-per-views for that. All right, so now our final investment on that system, and this is where I'm going to start using the term investment. Our final investment on that system was $5,425. Well, if we're saving an average of $96 a month, and that's on the low side if we have a $300 electric bill, that means that it's going to take us 56 months months to recuperate our investment. Okay, the money that we spent. We spent $5,425, and in 56 months, I have 100% of my money back.
Wow.
Okay, well, 56 months, how many years is that? That's only 4.6 years.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right? What, you look at me like I did something wrong.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm anticipating
Oh,
what's
it was
next.
like, wait a minute, was my math incorrect? You look at me like, hey, idiot, it's more than that.
No. What you do is you keep a straight face, and even
Oh.
if you're wrong, they'll fall.
I mean, I get that look a
gonna
lot
believe
from a
that.
lot of people, but
Yeah.
I don't get it that often from you.
I hate it when they look like that.
So, if an air conditioning system's average life expectancy is 10 to 12 years, and we have recuperated 100% of our money by electrical savings
in 4 years.
in 4.5 years, that means that as long as we keep the air conditioning system in peak performance, that for the second half of its life, it is pure profit. It's paid for. And we have now we're bringing in money that we didn't have before. We've got our costs back, and now from that point forward, we have generated income.
We're making the same amount of money, but the decisions that we made with the system to begin with has done it.
So if we were to put this in a fictitious account, I would take $5,425 and put it in a fake account. And then every month I would take $96 and I would pay it towards that account.
Right.
At the end of 4.6 years, I would have $5,425 back.
Right.
So now I broke even.
Yeah.
And now I would have the other 5 years of its life that I'm making that $96 profit. So eventually, basically, I could make $10,000 or $5,000 off of $5,000 investment.
Wow.
That's 100% return on your money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So back to the original debate. Is an air conditioning system for the average homeowner a liability or an investment? And I want to say that we basically have proved our theory.
You have made your point.
That if done properly in the right home, an air conditioning system is definitely an investment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening to Comfort Time Live. And remember, we are here every Thursday at 6 o'clock. Thanks for listening, and do not hesitate to go to ComfortTimeLive.com and check out all the neat stuff we have. Have a great evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Comfort Time Live with Tom Platania, Thursdays in the 6 o'clock hour. And, of course, hey, don't forget to follow 1590 WPSL on Twitter. Yeah, we'll let you know what's on the air around here. Comfort Time Live is one of the programs that we do. Thursday nights in the 6 o'clock hour. Stick around.